How far does an EV3 robot drive in one motor rotation? I'm going to be answering that question in this tutorial. Knowing how far your robot is going to drive in one motor rotation or an X number of degrees is a very helpful thing to know, especially if you're doing an FLL robot and you're relying a lot on the odometer of the FLL robot. And fortunately, it's a very easy thing to calculate, granted that you don't have any gear ratios in the way of the motor. If your motor is direct drive to the wheel, that means there's no gears in between the motor and the wheel, you'll be fine. If you do have gears, it'll be a little bit more involved to calculate, but for most intensive purposes, you probably have direct drive and it's going to be easy to calculate. So I'm going to show you how to do that right now. An important thing to keep in mind is that you're going to be calculating this number. There's no one cookie cutter number that's going to work for every wheel on how far your robot drives in one rotation. It differs with the size of the wheel. The taller the wheel is, the farther that your robot is going to drive in one rotation. So anyway, the first step in calculating is to find the diameter of the wheel. And most Lego wheels, like 90% of them, the majority, are going to have the diameter printed on the sidewall of the tire right here. And that's going to be in millimeters. Now this one is 81.6 millimeters. And so now that you know the diameter, or if you don't have it printed on the sidewall, you can just take like a caliper and measure it and get an accurate measurement to the nearest millimeter is good. So after you know the diameter, what you do is you multiply that by pi in a calculator, or if you don't have a calculator, multiply by 3.14, and then the resulting number is going to tell you exactly the circumference of this wheel in millimeters. What the circumference means now is that's going to be how far your robot is going to drive with one motor rotation, 360 degrees, assuming that there is perfect traction and that you're not doing a burnout with your Shelby Mustang or whatever it is the kids do these days. No, in all seriousness, if you have perfect traction and you don't have any wheel spin, that's how far your robot's going to drive in one motor rotation. Now, if you want to know how far it's going to travel with X number of degrees, what you're going to take is the circumference of the wheel divided by 360 and then multiply by X number of degrees. So let's say your circumference is 30 centimeters, it's really small, and then you divide that by 360 and multiply by, say, 200 degrees, and that tells you how far your robot's going to drive in 200 degrees in millimeters. Thank you for watching my tutorial this week. If you liked it, please subscribe for more tutorials, and I'll see you next Thursday with next week's tutorial. Bye!